Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Podcast Juice. My name is Michael Dean. As you can see, we are here on video, and I am joined by the lovely Violet Brown. Violet, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's Saturday morning. We're just relaxing. I'm alive. You're alive. So, I can't ask for any more than that, right? But anyway, so we're here to talk about some Prince. There's a few things going on in the news today. One of them, and as before we started this, we have had a conversation like, should we talk about this Sinead O'Connor situation? And me wanting to at least, put something out there, want to sort of talk about it, but again, I'm gonna be very clear, not trying to be disparaging towards Sinead O'Connor. We have the utmost respect. We
You have
appear.
nothing to worry about with me.
Yeah, so and she may not want to say nothing at all as possible, but with that said, there has news that has come out that, and I'm sure a lot of you have already heard this, that there was a Sinead O'Connor documentary that was coming out. I think it may be out. But one of the things that it is missing is obviously one of her biggest songs ever, "Nothing Compares to You," which of course was written by Prince. It was originally on the Family album. Sinead recorded her cover of it, became a big hit. I would argue to say probably her biggest hit ever. And it is not being featured at all in this documentary. And from what I'm reading, there is an end card at the end of it that basically says the Prince estate denied use of Sinead's recording of "Nothing Compares to You" in this film. Now, as Prince fans, and particularly Prince fans who have created podcasts or people have done books and stuff, you get used to the cease and desist from the estate. That has been a thing. It's like, to me, I always jokingly say that's a rite of passage. Like, you ain't really made it until you saw that email. And it's
On
like,
the radar now.
you know what I mean? Yeah. And this dates back to even when Prince was alive. He was on it. I remember there was an interview. I don't know if you remember. He said he made a comment one time that he had like a team of black women or something like that, lawyers. I'm dead serious. You remember that?
Yeah. I don't want to go into the. You know how I'm about talking about negative stuff, and I know
Oh, it's
there's.
not negative.
I'm gonna leave that where it is. Every
But
time lawyers comes up, it gets into negativity because this one left and that, all that stuff. So.
Well, I'm just spotlighting to say that he was about his business
For sure.
in terms of that type of stuff back then. So that's nothing new. But it's interesting to see, I guess a celebrity or another of his contemporaries, if you could say, getting that sort of treatment. But the but would be, there's been a history there of Sinead O'Connor has said things in the past about Prince. Put some stuff out there in terms of like assault and just not going. We've covered these on shows before,
Right.
and y'all Prince fans have heard this. So with all of that type of stuff said, I would imagine even if Prince was still here, probably would have been like, nah.
Maybe. I mean,
You know,
I'll say this because specifically the problem that a lot of us have is the stuff she said right after he passed. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
he said some things back in the 90s for sure. So he would have known about that. But there are some of the stuff that she said after he passed was really bad. So much to the point that Arsenio ended up suing her and having to have his suit dismissed.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So
That's right.
it's a little, and the only reason I'm bringing that up is because what I've seen out in the purple community is people saying it's petty, and we all know Prince would do petty things and all that. That is a thing. However, when you are destroying someone's life legacy reputation by saying that they are an actual abuser of women, sending multiple women to the hospital in one night, that's not petty. That's kind of serious. And so, yeah, that's where I am with it. I don't, and you already know this, I don't like to talk about her. I don't have anything negative to say about the rest of her personal life. My only discussion is on this particular thing, only to say that I don't think it's petty for the estate to deny use of the song.
Right.
I'm kind of surprised on the basis of the things that she said since he passed that she would even want to be connected to it, regardless of it being a hit. If in my world, if you're that person that she claims, I don't want nothing to do with you. That's just me. That's
Nah,
all.
that's how a lot of people think. Like you would think that, right? But
You know,
that's
so,
her biggest hit too, though. So I mean, that's her. She's trying to eat.
yeah. Well,
But
but no, my understanding is because, and I will put on record, I am not a fan. I have never been a fan, so I'm not.
mm,
Everything that I'm saying is based on what people who say they are fans say. She's got other songs and she's a great singer
okay.
and all this other stuff. So as far as I'm concerned, roll with that. And in real life, if it was me, that's what I would do because if I have all this talent and I've got all these hits, why am I even bothering with this evil part? Like I wouldn't. But that's just me. Okay.
See, see. No, you're right though. I mean, yeah, like I said, man, I don't want to jump on Sinead O'Connor, and we're not.
We're not.
We're just talking about the situation. But at the end of the day, well, I'll say this in terms of what this state that move, I'm not mad at it. You know, I'm glad that it seemed like it was handled with class. They're not out here tweeting greasy, or
Yeah.
I don't even think they
That
even
would be
made a comment. They ain't made no comment. Just boom. The only
well,
way we would have heard about it is because she put it on
exactly.
the thing and said it. So
Exactly.
so I
Yeah.
respect how they did it, just handling business and keep it pushing,
Yeah.
you know. So I
Yeah.
can respect that. I know now, yeah, probably in the primary wave board room or whatever, somebody's like, hey, nah, that ain't it. They might be doing what they do, but the face of it, respect. Like I said,
Sure.
I can see what I see why
Well,
they would do that.
right. We know that. And the only thing that I see are people who maybe don't know all the story or people who are her fans, that kind of thing with oh, that's so wrong and so hurtful. That's the stuff that I see. But if you
Well, the
know,
timing of it,
yeah.
uh,
Well,
like I
she
said,
and the thing about it is from my understanding, the documentary had already been filmed. You know what I'm saying? So
mhm. Yeah, I mean,
and I will the
good.
other thing that I'll say is this because I've heard this a lot. On the topic of mental illness, the only issue that I have with that is the idea that because it's the same thing in the legal field. Let's say that you commit a crime and you have some sort of a mental disability. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean that you get away scot free. And so, because what I've seen people say is, well, it's not fair to her because of the things that have happened to her, and God bless her family. I don't have anything negative to say about that. My
Mhm.
only thing is, I don't like the idea that people think you can just do whatever and say whatever and ruin people's entire legacy. Because this is kind of a serious. The things that she's said are very very serious, and then oh well, she's mentally ill, so that makes it okay. That's the issue that I have with that. There
Yeah,
should be some repercussions when you act in certain ways. And here, that would be you don't get to use the song. That's the way I see that.
yeah, yeah, and like I said, the timing of the situation with her family and then this coming out, yeah, you just want to, your heart goes out, and you don't want to pile in on nobody on that type of thing at all. But so with
That's
that aside, let me say this, and that's my last piece on it. This is just another maybe teachable moment or a learning moment when you are dealing with people and you get to saying situations, you can't be mad and not to expect for their family or whoever is that person to be able to, if something comes back around, they don't want nothing to do with you. They're cool, don't mention our name. And you know what I mean? Like, so that's the type of thing. And we're dealing in a time where we see a lot of people's legacies
exactly,
being tarnished. There's a lot of, and I'm just saying alleged situations.
exactly.
But how it plays out
Like
in the
there's
public opinion.
a deal now. We have the Me Too movement. We have years of things like Emmett Till, like where people said things that weren't true, and then there were bad
Mhm.
consequences for them. So that kind of stuff, it's very, very serious. And like I said, my biggest thing about all of this is the people saying, "Oh, well, the Princess State is just being petty." That's my biggest issue because it's serious. What's happening
Well,
at this point is very serious.
yeah, I mean, and if listen, if they are being petty,
I don't
that,
think.
that that's on it's on brand. I mean, It is what it is. But
Petty.
listen,
It's
they're
like,
not. But they're not being
it's like I
disrespectful.
don't like your shoes. Oh, you don't like what you gonna talk stuff about me? Okay, you can't use my music. That's petty. This is not
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah,
that. This is
yeah. This is just hey, we're you know what this is? This is just that respectful. I'm good.
yeah,
Well, don't you
pretty
want? I'm cool. It's all good. Yeah, yeah, I'm
but
good.
that makes sense, right? Under the
Yeah,
circumstances, because it, like I said, if it was
yeah,
me, like yeah,
yeah,
I'm okay.
yeah, man. So salute to Sinead O'Connor. Salute to the Princess State. Grown people can look at this and know what it is. Keep people out your, speaking disparaging about people, especially when they're not here, and then want to come and try and get a bag or some situation. That ain't it. That's not good business. It's not good. Just karma, being a good person. You always want to come with love. Now listen, even I don't know this situation. I wasn't there.
For sure.
So I can't speak on it one way or the other. All I know is just how it look and plays historically, and when a person's not there, there's a certain way you should carry yourself. If you have those types of allegations, do what you do. You know what it'd be like, and just like you said, it'd be like if somebody was like saying, "I hate to bring him into it, but you know, something to do with R. Kelly, right?" And
Mhm.
then you come out with a song produced by R. Kelly, and after
Kinda
he didn't did all this kind of foolishness, it just don't make sense, right?
Exactly. And the last thing I'll say about it is because I do believe that when someone has a crime committed against them, of course they should be able to speak about it. My issue here is kind of like if okay, so let's say that he did commit this crime, talking about it now, there's no way to get evidence. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no way to resolve it. It's just you saying it. There's no way to prove or disprove it. It's just very problematic at this doing it at this stage. And I do realize that she said some things prior, but like I said, the stuff that she said after, because she did write a book, it was
Okay.
pretty detailed and pretty bad. And it was things that you would speak about it if you wanted to have something done about it. You definitely should. And that's and I'm aware that not all victims report. My point is you're telling the story now because I don't you just needed to say it or I don't really know, especially when there's no if I'm telling that this person did something to me, then what is it for you to feel sorry for me? Are you going to be able to reprimand them? What is my goal? And I never did really understand what the goal was with that.
Mm, yeah. Well, there you go. I ain't got nothing else to say on it, man. I'm curious to hear what y'all in the comments think. I know y'all got a lot to say. Um, but yeah, so there you go.
My least
Go ahead.
favorite topic.
Say it
It's
again.
literally my least favorite topic. Well, second least favorite.
That's all right. That's all right. But we could have kept respectful. But with that said, we're gonna see y'all in the next run. Work it like a job. Peace.